So, warm up. At least on this wrist, you know I don't have as much flexibility, so
Is
you
this
can.
the bad one?
Yeah, but well, yes, but it just means I'm not going to be able to get into a hook as easily. Although having said that, I do have a ridiculously short forearm on this arm, so that gives me some advantage.
More the step.
Yeah. Yes. Well, if I wasn't, I'm down here, you know. Okay, get some full motions here. Not sideways, nice and circular. It's concentrating on your tendons here, and you can even on the shoulder if you want. You know, it's about warming your tendons up. Full range of motions. You can even drag your elbow around a bit. Okay. Good. So a bit of a light top roll. So round. Okay, good. So let's see what your setup is.
It's the same and the other way round.
Yeah, again, your elbow, can you see your hand, the way I see it, is further in than your elbow. It shouldn't be that way. It should be if anything, a nice, bring your body over, that's it. So that, you see, I shouldn't be able to get my hand between your elbow and the side of your body. It should be nice and tight in, okay? That's a stronger shape, okay? And again, you're on the wrong side of the pad. You've got to be in the middle at least, okay? Good. Now you're on top of your arm already, so that's a reasonable shape. Okay, that's stronger. That's good, okay? So let's see. Yeah, that's good, although again you need to gain a bit of height there. Excellent. Right. There you go. That was a lot better than your right.
Seems stronger on this side.
You know why?
Why?
Because you kept tighter there, you didn't just drop away, you know. On your right you seem to have run away from your arm for some reason. You drop way onto the ground. You know, you only need to drop as much as it takes to get the other person's arm down, you know. So that was great. Well done.
Probably even on both sides.
Well, the thing is, you're probably stronger on your right arm, but your technique's not as good, you're not as tight, you know. So you've got to sort of really focus on that, I think. Watch me. Okay. Good. I know you're putting on some pressure on the setup. Yeah, I was just trying to get you into good. Okay, that's good. That's excellent. Okay, so I'm going to rotate out a bit. So actually, I'm going to just help you set up. Okay, and ready to go. That's good. That's very good. So you can see why I don't compete on my left. I'm going to put on a bit more resistance now, okay? But do exactly what you just did, okay? I don't want you to change a thing. That was very good. Okay, nice and high, okay? That's excellent, okay? Okay, ready to go? Oh, that was good. Can you see your? I don't know how to say this, but your body position is so much better when you do your left arm for some reason.
Yeah.
On the camera, so if you watch the video later,
Yeah.
watch what's difference between your left position and your right position, okay? And see if you can emulate that on your right, okay? Okay. I'm going to try and go into a slightly different defensive catch this time, okay? So, ready to go? That didn't work. No, you were fine, and then you moved your elbow miles out there for some reason. Get your elbow in. You had it perfectly good before, okay? Just try and remember where you were before. A nice strong shape, okay? Okay? Okay, I'll attempt to get you off the start this time. So you've got a very low hand, okay? Yeah. So you've got to try and get your fingers this time. So over the middle spot, just bring your shoulder over, that's better. You don't have to move your elbow at all, okay? Okay? Ready to go? Okay, because I've got my wrist, you now need to get out of that, okay? Come back up, you're diving. You don't remember to, as soon as something changes in the match, you have to change your tactics.
Yeah.
Don't go into the same position, okay? You can't keep fighting the same angle. You've got to change your angle. So you've got to now, because I've got my wrist in, you now got to drag, no, the first thing you did was dive, wrong. The first thing you do is get a good elbow position first. You've got to ensure that you get your arm in the right position so you can then pull me out or pull out my fingers. So the difference is, right, usually if I don't get my wrist in, your body can go down at the same time, a lovely shape, okay? If I get my wrist in, you've got to change your tactic. So stay up a little longer, secure a position where you've dragged your elbow a little bit nearer over there first. Always drag it. It's more of a drag. So you've got to be high over and then pull your wrist around the outside of my fingers. Not with your arm, you've got to use your body. So essentially you're keeping the same shape again. It's all about keeping your shapes, and you've got to bring your shoulder round. Bring your shoulder, let's physically get your shoulder out. No, not sideways, out. Out. Okay? So you know what I mean? It's like, the thing is, you're getting so good at one type of top roll, you don't want to do anything else. So it's like, it's trying to convince you how you've got to learn more than one technique, okay? So this time I gain my wrist. So you see, I saw your shoulder dropping first off. This time you bring that shoulder around, that elbow has to go forwards, and then you've got to pull me around, and then you bring your right arm down. No, once you've got, you see what you need to do. Once you've gained the shape here, then you do what you usually do. Okay, yeah. So normal setup as if it's a proper match. Yeah. So you are trying to do a normal top roll, but I caught you.
Yeah.
So this time you have to get me,
pull back.
Yes, and then dive in the normal way. That way. It's all right. But again, you don't want to be pushing with your wrist, just carving out. You've got to be carving out. So it's almost like a swan with your wrist, okay? Like this. Yep. So it's the wrist itself. It's a straight movement. You're not doing anything funny with it. It's straight movement. Everything else is with your body and your arm. Okay? Yeah? So, like this. See that?
Yeah.
When I do that, I'm coming over my elbow, okay? So when you do that, coming over your elbow. Like a swan, It sounds awful saying it, but it's like a bird turning its head, Right. It sounds ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, that's better. You corrected yourself there. Right, ready to go? So, come up and then get round the top. That's it. And then, you're so close. Just like a little bit further, you would have been there. it's like a, I don't know how to. I think you're close. You know, it's not far off. I can imagine you watching this on video, thinking, "God, I hate him. He's always repeating himself." But I have to. You know. Right. The other alternative is to not let me get my wrist in, and then you won't have to worry about it. Okay, so again, your arm's a bit weak there. Yeah. You see, the ref isn't going to give you a nice body position. He's just going to be watching. He's going to be making sure you're reasonably square. But it's up to you to make sure you're in a strong position, as if you're able to pull a lot of weight. Okay, imagine if you're about to lift a lot of weight, you don't sort of do that and then lift a lot of weight. You get into a nice strong position, don't you, before lifting a lot of weight. So it's the same thing. You've got to position yourself right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, get your fingers a little bit higher. That's lower. You managed to actually do the exact opposite to what I just wanted. Fight for height, okay? Because you need to use that long arm to your advantage, okay? So you're squeezing, you don't need to squeeze, you just need to get a good hand position, okay? Okay? Just take a little step that way and leave your elbow. If you imagine, put your elbow there, then take a tiny step to your left, but leave your elbow there. That's better. You see, it's a better position. Okay, it's a stronger position. Okay, nice high hand, nice straight wrist, straight. Imagine you're doing a karate chop. Here, okay? That's it, yes. Okay. There you go. Ooh, that's good. And the moral of the story is shape is everything in arm wrestling. So do exactly the same as you just did. Okay, this time I'm going to try my best to get my wrist in. Hopefully you will not let me. Your body position is going to be exactly as, that's it, yeah. So if you get your elbow there, then take a little step over to the side, it improves your shape, doesn't it? So you could start over there, okay, elbow there, and then take a step to the side. It's a nice strong shape, yeah? Okay? It's a good way of ensuring you've got a good shape on the table. Okay, you've got a very low arm there. That's it. You've got no excuse to have a low arm, okay? And our hands have to be over the spot, okay? Let's bring it a bit more to you. Yeah. You're carving up, so in other words, I'm asking you to straighten up. There you go. You don't have to carve up that way. You should be like that, nice and straight. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to try and fight you off here. To no avail, I'm sure. Okay, ready to go. Up. Okay. So that way, pull your left shoulder backwards. No. What I meant by that is you're essentially you're supposed to be, because you've already got a wrist, right? So you're essentially you've got to get your elbow in and come over the top of your elbow. You're trying to side swipe my hand, yeah. So go around, like almost imagine dipping around my hand, yeah. It's not obvious, I know, but okay. So imagine I've kind of got into a defensive position. So look at, first thing you should do is keep a strong position. You think, oh shit, I can't just dive down. I've now got to pull my elbow in. Yeah. You see, when you push your elbow forwards and your shoulder comes back, can you see that? As long as this is tight, you're gaining ground over my hand. Without thinking, you've already pulled my hand open. It's a free ticket, you know. Oh, does not make my arms sore. Okay, again, you might as well start over there and then tighten up. Yeah. You see, actually, this body position, it's easier to go woof around the outside. You know, catch me out. Yeah? It's a nice, strong position. It's not the best position. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's very good. Okay, I've got to try my best to. Okay, ready to go? Unluckily for me, that was a really good top roll.
Was the other half just as bad? Your other half?
Oh, my wife?
Brother?
Oh, my brother, he's not my other half. I suppose he is a bit of my yin, if I'm the yang, I suppose. No, he's harder to train than you are because he has to go inside, you know, so it's a little bit complicated to teach him the angles, you know.
Is he so used to lifting weights?
Yeah, exactly. Also, he's got even shorter arms than me, so it's a bit difficult to teach traditional techniques to him, you know. But I think that the thing is, he's strong enough to beat me. The reason he doesn't is because he just doesn't see his angles.
Has he ever come close to it?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, in my training day that I did here, whenever it was, a few months ago.
It was when I was in Blackpool.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I would have come to that.
Oh, it's a pity you didn't. But he actually beat me on my left arm. And so he actually caught me out completely. And I should have gone inside. What I thought was, I thought I could catch him out by almost top rolling him. And because he's got such a short left arm, I couldn't. You know, it's like...
Is one arm shorter than the other?
Well, yeah, it's like, look at your arms. If you put your arms next to each other on this table, on the flat table, elbows close to each other. Now measure, see if your wrists are the same length. They're not, are they? Your left arm is slightly shorter than your right arm. Okay?
Yeah.
I can see it is. Now in your case it's what? Less than a centimetre. In my case it's quite a lot more. It's probably, what's that? It's about centimetre and a half, 2 centimetres. Paul, it's like an inch. I mean, he's got a massive difference between his arms, you know.
Why is that?
It's just the way he grew, you know. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold you off this time. I think what I might do is I'm going to send the videos message them to Dan and to you, so that it's not so that he can give you constructive comments, and it means that it's not broadcasting it publicly.
They don't see it as entertainment.
No, exactly. It'll be entertaining when you're really rock solid. I mean, if you're as good on your right as you are on your left, that would be really good. Okay.
It's why? Because one arm's longer than the other.
No, it's technique. You're keeping your shapes. When on your left arm, for some reason, you naturally keep your shape when you dive down. On your right arm, you open up quicker for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's not because I'm holding any harder. You do automatically run away from your arm for some reason. So set up, and then okay. Remember that Devon Lallett video I sent you? Okay?
Yeah.
It's all about a nice shape, Okay, so essentially your elbow's got to come in, the body's got to be further over. It's worth being high over your arm. You've got a good long arm, and if you're essentially if your hand's already in that direction when you start, then if someone is top rolling you, it's going to be a harder job to beat you. If your hand is square on and further in, they've got loads of play on your wrist. Although knowing you keep it quite tight. But, okay, so that's good. Yeah. I like what you're doing with your body. That's a good. Although, admittedly, you've given me your wrist a bit, so keep it nice and high, then you can do that with your body still and it won't lose you any ground. Okay, that's a good setup. Yeah. remember to try and gain height over me, okay? Because otherwise I can hold you off. Okay, ready to go? Excellent. I'm going to try one thing. I'm going to drop onto your wrist and see if I can hold it off that way.
Yeah.
Okay, it might be a bit different for you. Okay. Sometimes people who like to hook, you know, go inside, they'll do this. So,
without warning.
well, you'll see on the setup. So, so get into your proper setup, nice and strong. What they'll do is they'll go low on your hand, and they'll try and grip up down here. So you've still got to start legally. You've still got to, yeah. But all they're doing is trying to get low down here. And they don't even cover their thumb often in that situation.
Isn't that cheating?
No, as long as you see each other's thumbs, or knuckles essentially. So again, you should always try and gain height over me, yeah? No matter what weird thing I'm trying to do with my hand. So essentially I'm holding the bit that you get your power from, okay? So now if you go, ready to go? See what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can get out of that. Again, if you were to come around the outside, I lose the advantage, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've
Try
got
and pull out.
Yeah, you've got to get out of jail.
It's much a bit mind reading.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to read minds. You can see what they're doing on your hand. You know?
With some people, you instantly know what to expect.
Well, some people always do the same thing. You know, like my brother. But that's the trouble is trying to get him to do something different is the difficulty. You know. So again, I'm going to grab you a bit low, which is not in a competition. I don't usually do this, but some people do. Okay, so it's kind of emulating what some guys like to grab around the wrist. I mean, it's strong for some reasons, but it's not ideal if the guy figures you out, because you should be able to spot that. The fact that I've now grabbed you quite low, haven't I?
Yeah.
So you essentially, instead of pulling through there, all of my fingers, that's it really difficult. You need to
try to get out of it.
Yeah, you just bring your wrist out first, and that way you're getting little finger, that finger, that finger, that finger. So essentially it's a sequence. You've got to peel from my fingers in a strip,
yeah.
You know, rather than trying all my fingers at once. Not that I can hold a lot of my fingers at the moment, because I think I'm going to need a break, but...
Can you feel the pain?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's partly from Monday.
Or was who was you pulling against?
Well, the one that really hurt was George, because
George,
you know the guy who's my height? Yeah, well, the one with the brother, he because he hurt his shoulder a bit last month, he only did mostly did left arm on Monday, and yeah, hurt me. Although you're not helping the fact that you're very strong on your left at the moment. That's a good thing, isn't it? Okay. So again, your setup's all loose and out there. So elbow, just systematically, elbow over, body out. Okay. Okay. So nice strong shape. Yes. Imagine you're holding a hammer. Okay. Good. That's excellent. I'm going to hold a little lower. So I know it's unconventional, but I'm going to try and stop your rotation. So try normal. And then if I stop you, you then got to change direction, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so ready to go? So I've stopped you. So now bring your arm up again. And then around the outside. See, you're running out of room there. So you've got to effectively you've got to bring your arm around. I think that if Dan sees this video, he'll be able to give you better advice on how to get your arm back, because he's a top law specialist, you know. So
you said I'm natural at it.
Well, you are. You're natural.
Just perfecting it.
No, but you're a natural at one type of top roll. You're not a natural at both types. There's actually about 5 or 6 types of top roll, but the 2 main sorts, and you're good at one of them, right? But you have to be able to adapt. If someone catches you out, you've got to be able to go to the next.
Get out of it.
Exactly. So I think I'll stop it there, and then hopefully Dan can give you some